Welcome. My name is Newman García, and I'll be guiding you through this energy reading. Thank you for being here. Just have some clear quartz, my grandma Joanne, to help bring some fun and clarity into this reading. Let's begin with a deep breath to align our chakras. Inhale from the bottom of your tailbone, climbing up your spine to the crown of your head. Hold it. Slowly exhale from your crown down to the ground. Allow your body to relax, to release, so that you can open to receive whatever is meant to be heard right here and now. Let's begin with an oracle card. Journey. We're always on a journey, right? This word to me has become a bit cliche. I'm just checking out this card to see what stands out. But it's true, you're at the point in your journey where you know who you are and you know why you're here, and you have closed the book. That's really what I'm getting. You've closed the book of the previous version of you. It's completed. In love. Book 1, done. You're into book 2, and you're in the prologue right now. Yesterday I was driving and I saw a Honda and it was called Prologue, and I immediately asked Siri to define it. I knew what it was, but I wanted to hear. And that's what this is. It's the introduction to this next book. Ooh, full body chills. You're at the introduction, so don't rush it. Your last book, I have a feeling you kind of tried to read ahead. You were at a page and you're like, okay, flip to the next chapter. I want to see what happens next. You're not doing that this time around. You are taking one step at a time, appreciating every moment, knowing that you can't predict the future anyways, and knowing, this is important, knowing and understanding that your book is written new in each now moment. I stated this in a few readings ago. Source is not out ahead of you. Source is within you, expressing through you. Nothing is done, which is why you can't get it wrong, because you'll never get it done. You're an eternal being playing human in this 3D realm. And you're not here to know what happens next or trying to predict it based on what happened before. You're here to embody the present so much that you are constantly on this scavenger hunt journey of delicious experiences. And it's beginning for you to feel almost like a never-ending dream, isn't it? Like a never-ending trip. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. Which, by the way, I will hint on that. Psychedelics are permission slips for you to tap into a consciousness that you're able to experience without using them. You are a powerful being. You need nothing to experience everything. And I say this because I'm someone who has utilized permission slips, tools, teachers is what I call them, over the years, and haven't needed them for a long time now, because I realized I never needed them in the first place. They just were tools and teachers for me to know how to tap into that consciousness without it. So if you're someone who is still utilizing those teachers, then just know, even me, I'm a permission slip for you to feel validation of knowing that you are receiving this high level consciousness. You do see reality and perceive it differently than probably many around you. And that's because you are here to ground this new frequency in your embodiment of knowing. That's where you are. That's what this whole book number 2 is about. It's your world that you're creating through your lens, and it's beautiful. It's blissful, it's joyful, it's creative, it's expansive. And that's because you have recognized the beauty in you by following your bliss, by being joyous, by allowing yourself to expand and grow your wings and become. Queen of Wands, your creative energy is on fire, full body chills. Queen of Wands is creative as fuck. She knows. She has an idea and knows how to make it happen. And she goes for it. And she's confident with it. And she knows that that idea was received from higher consciousness in order to then pursue further. So you are in the book number 2 of your story that is rooted in understanding that presence is all that matters, because the more you are here now, the more you're feeling, the more you're enjoying. The less you think, the more you feel. And the more you feel, the more you can feel what you prefer, which is why you want to think anyways. And you're just here to ride those feeling waves. You're here for the feeling of it. And you don't need the teachers, the drugs is what I was referring to earlier, to feel that way. Although full permission to do whatever you need to do on your journey. No judgment. Everyone is on their path. No judgment. Do whatever you want. Princess of Cups. Every time. Love is in the air. Everywhere I look around. Love is in the air. Love is it. Do you feel it? Can you feel the love of Source? Beyonce has the song. There's this like 30-minute set that I listen to, this DJ set, whenever I'm cleaning, because we talked about this the other day, but if there's ever an activity that you don't love to do, train yourself to love it. And for me, music helped to train me. Now I love cleaning. It's so weird to say that, but it's true. It's so satisfying. Anyways, Princess of Cups, love is in the air. Beyonce, there we go, tying it all back. There's a song that she says something along the lines of we're searching, always searching for something outside of us when it's always been within. And that's love. It's always been within. And you've broken your codependency. That's not Princess of Cups necessarily, but that's what I'm getting from this. You've broken your codependency of needing to get love from outside conditions, outside people, places, things, experiences, and you've embodied it within yourself, which is where you're at on this journey. This book number 2 is called Love. This book number 2 of your journey is called Love. Loving where you're at in each now moment, loving the contrast. You are a powerful soul, a powerful creator who said, I'm going to come and experience all of it. Haven't you noticed? Haven't you noticed that your life doesn't look like anyone else's that you've been around, that you've been the one, the pioneer that always is having the new idea and acting on it with this Queen of Wands energy, uninhibited? And then the second, it's almost like there's another song, Shooting Star. Anyways, like this person is falling in love but can't keep up because they're falling in love with a shooting star. I talked with my husband about that. We are both very similar. He's my match in the sense of we're always constantly creating newness. And it's what keeps things fun. That's what we're here to do. We're not here to lock into what we're going to do for the rest of our life. I see myself doing these readings for a long time, and I also know that it will evolve into something way different over the years. I fully intend to speak on stage to thousands at some point. And I would love for you to be there. It would be so fun to be like, hey, I was there when you were early on. You know, embodying yoga, Newman flows, if you haven't checked it out, along with this. But I'm in the journey, just as you are, of realizing it's all going to happen. There's no rush. I'm here to be so present and enjoying the now that I almost can't even think about the future because it doesn't really matter. It's right here and now that matters because everything that I want in the future is for the feeling of it. And if I'm feeling the way that I desire to feel from this future experience that I believe that I will feel, Okay, you think something's going to be really fun, embody fun now, and then it becomes irrelevant because you become present and you're actually here enjoying your life experience. And that's the whole point. You get this. Oh, it feels good to know. Knight of Cups. You are emotionally fulfilled, moving forward along your emotional journey. That's what this is. You recognize that the human experience is an emotional journey. You're riding the waves. You're floating down the stream. You're enjoying the rapids when they come. You love the storm. You can be the eye of the storm. Full body chills as I say all of these words. You understand that you are not separate from creation. All that you perceive is you. So if your environment is chaotic, there's chaos in you, and your role is to know how to stabilize within it. Because you came here as a powerful creator that said, I'm going to transmute energy like a mofo. Oh my God. I resonate so much with this energy. You came in and said, I'm going to experience everything. You're like a fucking wrecking ball, man. But you know what is good about a wrecking ball is that building needed to come down so that a new one could go up in its place. That's better. Not from I don't even want to say better because nothing is better or worse. That's just different. We're here to create. We've done this an infinite amount of times. We'll do this an infinite amount more. Allow your soul to express yourself in totality in the present journey. That's where you're at. This book number 2 is the book of love. It is loving the present details. And that's really what your soul came to do. That's why you feel angst when you're not focused in the present. Because your soul is over here saying, hey, I want to experience this. And your human might say, I don't want to experience this. This doesn't look fun. Not what I want to do. And your soul is saying, figure out how to have fun with it because we're doing it. You relate to this. You're a powerful creator. You came to shake things up. You came to experience a lot of newness. And you relate a lot to that. Of your human saying, I don't want to do this. I really don't. And your soul saying, too bad. Figure it out. Freedom is on the other side of fear. Face it. Don't be like those other ones that resist their soul's calling. That sucks. That's true pain. Experience this temporary pain and find the pleasure from it. My S&M friends know. 9 of Swords, cruelty. This is like sleepless nights. This is you've put this to bed for sure, is the energy I'm getting from this. You've put to bed the arguing against your soul. You're no longer having that mental, you've cleansed your mental body. You have cleansed your mental body. That's why this book number 2, this journey that you're on now, is rooted in presence, because you're not constantly in battle with your mind. You're just here, bro. You're just chilling. You're like, what's up, bro? That's what you're doing. You have embodied the essence of ease, which also is ecstasy. Because when things are easy, it's ecstasy. It feels great. Feels great. Let's pull one more tarot. 7 of Discs, failure. Immediately, you realize, 1, there's really no such thing as failure, because you can't get it wrong since you'll never get it done. You're eternal. And if you experience something that's unpreferred, it's the contrast that evokes the desire of what's preferred, and all you have to do is point your focus towards it. So this 7 of Discs, this failure, is you perceiving at some point that everything was failing in your life. I can relate to that. I got divorced, had a dis-ease within my physical vessel that I was scared of, that I have transmuted, lost my business, let go of my business because I couldn't I couldn't transmute it into this. It was like trying to put a square peg inside of a circle. It wasn't working. And many other things. All could be perceived as failures, but without them, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be married to the love of my life. I wouldn't be having this beautiful experience of reading your energy, this collective consciousness, of sharing the practice that aligned my physical vessel, Newman flows, if you haven't checked that out, my yoga. And hell, of driving for Uber at this time and space. I don't think that will be much longer, but it's been a fun experience because everything is now. And that's what it is. You get to, that presence is what matters. You've probably had more failures than anyone that you know. And you have risen above every single time and risen higher every time. Makes me think of Christ. He is risen. He rose from death. That's basically what you do every time you fail. How high can you go now? Rebirth. Shut the fuck up. Rebirth. 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 You have risen. You have risen from your failures. Rebirth. Wow. Ooh, full body chills. I love when the cards line up just like that. Rebirth. And you did it through getting still. We get this card a lot. Because when you can be still, I hinted at the chaos. When you can be still in the chaos and allow, catch this. When you can be still in the chaos, calm. Maybe you're physically moving, but you're calm. You're handling things with calmness, with confidence, with steadiness. That's what your soul came to experience. Your soul came to experience everything. Allow it to. Be still enough to be present. Be still enough to be present. One more. Because you're a beacon of light. And beacons of light are not out chasing people. They're not out chasing problems. They're not out trying to get the ships that are struggling, or from the beacon's perspective, struggling, and saving them. They're holding steady in stillness, shining their light. That is your role. You're holding steady in stillness, shining your light. I want one more. Divine healing. Because you are a healer. What is a healer? Yes, you can physically, I won't even specify anything. A healer is someone who has embodied their natural sense of alignment and well-being and allows those who are seeking to match them. Christ was a healer. Through his embodiment of his natural alignment, his natural sense of well-being. Everyone on this planet has the ability to do that. That's why we aligned our chakras at the beginning of this guided reading. Root to crown alignment. Because when you are in alignment, you naturally are the frequency of the divine healer. You've also accepted that there's a lot more going on here than what you can see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. Because you're so in tune with your feelings, which you cannot perceive through those senses, that you recognize there's more going on, and you have opened yourself up to receiving divine guidance, which has led you to aligning your energies. There's only such thing as self-healing. And it's simply a matter of you choose to focus in the direction of well-being or not. And you've opened yourself up to receiving new energy frequencies from sources that cannot be described with our language. Angels, ancestors, cosmic awareness, whatever whatever resonates for you. Let's do one more interesting turn to this reading. The space between. That's where the prologue is what I said at the beginning of this when I said your book 2, you're in the prologue, you're in the introduction to the book. Doesn't that resonate for you? You feel like you feel like you finally closed that last one. It's done. Maybe there's like 1 page left and then it's done. And then you're in the process of reading, of embodying, of creating in this present now moment, the introduction, the prologue to the next book. Resonates, right? Let it unfold. Let it unfold. That's the message I have for you. Let it unfold. Let your story unfold. You've done the work. Be present. Enjoy this experience. Recognize that you are a powerful creator, Queen of Wands, who knows that they're on an emotional journey and is expressing their emotion through their creativity, because love is in the air. You've put to bed all of these thoughts that were mental battles. You've cleansed your mental energy. You've recognized every perceived failure was the biggest win of your life. And now you're on to the journey. You've been reborn. You've been reborn into the beacon of light, in which you shine bright in stillness and allow your soul to experience whatever it is that they want to experience, the space between. I feel like you're kind of going to embody this space between for a while, in a good way, very good way. This observer effect almost. I'll leave that there. Thank you, 22:02 on the clock when I look down. Thank you so much for being here. If you're interested in a private reading, I would love to tap into your energy and see what's going on. NewmanFlows.com, link is in my description. Until next time, namaste.